This tutorial will teach you how to become Homelander from the boys in Minecraft. This quote-unquote hero's powers will give you laser eyes, flight, and X-ray vision. First, we need to add sneak detection. The first step of doing this is creating a scoreboard that's called sneak. So this command block manages to detect whenever anyone sneaks and they're not too high up the air. If this is the case, then the sneak scoreboard updates and it gets set to 1. This command block is kind of the complementary one to the other one you just saw, and it detects if anyone unsneaks, so isn't sneaking. Done with the sneak detection, but in order for you or anyone else to become Homelander, they need the Homelander tag. You can type tag, then the username of the one you want to become Homelander, add Homelander. So now, assuming that you or anyone else has the tag, you need this command block. This just gives you an item, which is redstone, and you can't drop it. This one is the same for sugar, but make sure to adjust the slot fittingly. Next command of the chain also gives the player an item, well, therefore in power, which is raw iron and is used for X-ray vision later on. So this is the last replace item command of this whole tutorial, I promise, and it gives the player an elytra. Just make sure to adjust the slotted armored chest slot, because that's another one than before. And finally, each player with the Homelander tag gets the assigned tag. This just prevents the items from being replaced over and over again. Next are the effects Homelander gets. First is speed 3, then strength 6, because he's strong, you know. Health boost 16, regeneration 6, and resistance 4. So basically, he's unkillable. Before we get to the flight commands, I'd just like to show you once more what the flight commands do in first place. That command block you're just seeing gives each player with the tag Homelander that has the item sugar in the main hand, and that scores sneak equals 1, therefore is sneaking a levitation effect of 36 for 1 second, leaping them into the air. The second and therefore last command block of this section also makes each player that flies, add electric spark particles 0.3 blocks below them. Next part of this tutorial consists of X-ray vision, and that's what it does, as you already saw in the intro. So you're just going to need 2 command blocks for this whole setup. This first one detects if you sneak, and if you do so, replaces all stone blocks with barrier blocks, at least all the ones nearby. And that causes you to see through them. Now the second command block just does the opposite, detects if you're not sneaking, and then fills the blocks that you just replaced with barrier blocks with stone again. Well, the laser eyes are, in my opinion, the coolest ability, but unfortunately also require the most amount of command blocks. But before we start going into the commands, I'd quickly like to explain to you how this whole thing works. If we sneak, we get a laser score that goes up with time, so the longer we sneak, the more laser score we get. And if we unsneak, and all of that laser score is going to be diminishing over time, and while it's diminishing, while we still have some laser score left, we shoot laser out of our eyes. The first step is to create a laser scoreboard, which I'm pretty sure you know how to do by the time of this section. This next repeating command block adds 1 laser to each sneaking Homelander player that has a laser amount of 299 or less, therefore making the laser limit 300. Also, this other command block here is required for the one you saw before to work. Now, we still have 2 different ways to remove the laser. That's the first one. It detects if any Homelander player isn't sneaking, then tests if they still have 1 laser left, and then removes one laser, therefore making the limit of laser you must have 0. And the second way I was talking about resets the laser scoreboard of any player that's tagged Homelander and doesn't hold redstone dust in their hand. See the little text box on my screen telling me how much laser I have left? That's the work of this little command block here, and just copy its contents, because going over it in detail would probably require another video. So we're done with the first subsection of this setup, but this next subsection will deal with displaying particles in front of our eyes when we are loading our lasers, and playing sounds when we are loading lasers. For the first sound command, set the delay in ticks to 10, and then copy its input. The second command block of this type only has a tick delay of 5. And the last one's tick delay is only 1. So besides the different tick delays, what's the actual difference? So basically, the bigger your laser score, the more often you're gonna hear the sound. While the laser ray is active, each player that has it activated will hear the sound beacon.power. Now, if you're running out of laser, then the sound will instantly stop. These two command blocks will summon laser armor stands at your eyes. Just keep everything as it is. You may, enter some offset or something, if that fits your eyes better though. The laser armor stands are obviously your laser beams, therefore you don't want them to be visible and shown as armor stands. That would kinda suck. Besides not be shown as armor stands though, they all are shown as particles, which they produce due to this command block. So, you might remember that all of the laser armor stands are summoned behind the player. And that's because of this. Every laser armor stand that's at least one block away from the closest player that's tagged Homelander gets a tag itself, which is called laser_load. Each laser armor stand that has this tag gets one laser tick. So this makes them able to move and makes them able to die. It determines both. Talking about movement, it requires this command block. Just set it up multiple times. I took 3 times, for example, to increase the speed. If you want to decrease the speed, just put one command block and decrease the number after the 3 carats. So make 0.5, I don't know, 0.2 or something. The laser also needs to stop at some point. So if any armor stand that's called laser scores laser 16 or more, then it's gonna be killed by being teleported into the void. So now pretty much everything works, but we still need a way to make a laser apply damage. Thus, this command block serves to kill, or at least damage, both the laser armor stand and the entity it hits. This applies 15 damage to everything with the tag laser. Also, keep this override damage course, it's important. Then the second command block of the chain kicks in and removes the laser tag of everything that's not named laser. Lastly, each laser armor stand dies if it has the tag laser. Congratulations if you made it to the end. Superpowers in Minecraft are a nice thing, aren't they? If you think so too, then check out my superpower playlist, link on the screen right now. See ya!